This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me.
So what is climate? As the bell curve demonstrates, climate is the average weather over a long period of time, in which there are generally a small amount of cold days and a small amount of hot days. The greatest amount would fall somewhere in between these temperatures. Our climate is experiencing a shift to the right. This means that there will be less cold weather and much more hot weather. We know this shift is occurring because of evidence taken from tree rings, ice cores, and coral reefs. These sources contain the preserved materials that give scientists clues as to what the climate was like long ago. By comparing past and current climate conditions, these scientists, or climatologists, have discovered that Earth's temperature is rising at an exponential rate due to the enormous amount of greenhouse gases that have been put into the atmosphere since the dawn of the Industrial Age. Majority of climatologists agree that a greater than 2 degrees Celsius rise in global temperature would be disastrous, as we would be unable to stop further warming. So far, the Earth's overall temperature has risen 0.6 degrees Celsius. From the warming we have already experienced, adverse effects are beginning to show. Trees have begun flowering sooner. The ranges of plants and animals are shifting. Glaciers and ice sheets have been melting, and the global sea level is rising. As glaciers and ice sheets melt, they not only increase the sea level, they decrease the Earth's albedo, or ability to reflect the sun's radiation. This, in turn, leads to a hotter climate, which leads to more melting, which leads to a further decrease in albedo, and so on. Along with less ice, we will likely experience more extremely hot weather far more often if we continue our current rate of emission. It has been predicted that between the years of 2080 and 2099, days of extreme heat that currently only happen once every 20 years will be more commonplace, happening about every other year. An example of just how hot it could get occurred in France in the summer of 2003. A rare heat wave swept over Europe that year. In its wake, 20, possibly 35,000 people died. Studies suggest that such weather could be normal by 2050. By 2100, such a year would be a cool one. As the top graph illustrates, the 2003 heat wave was far from normal. In the bottom graph, the climate simulation, such weather would be just about normal. Along with greater heat would come greater storms, in both intensity and number. Thunderstorms, tornadoes, and hurricanes all rely on heat from either the ground or the ocean for fuel. With such high temperatures, storm systems would have huge amounts of fuel, resulting in more extreme storms more often. There are also some specific health concerns associated with climate change. For starters, disease malaria will likely have a change in concentration and expansion, as well as transmission season. This could be both good and bad. There's a high confidence that malnutrition will increase. Death, disease, and injury from extreme weather will increase. Infectious diseases could change range. On a lighter note, there will be fewer cold-related deaths. And back to the bad, diarrheal diseases will increase. There are many negative effects of the recent climate change, and I did not cover all of them here. You may now be thinking, what now? Are we doomed? Well, no. We can't say we're doomed. Do not let this video and what it says scare you into lethargy and inaction. Instead, take it as a wake-up call. Get up, get out there, and make a difference. For more information, visit the NASA and NOAA websites. Thank you.
Hum.